Hello and welcome everyone to a night of excitement, a night of possible heartbreak, and definitely a night of lots of twists and turns as we arrive to the Season 25 Simulation Soccer League Prospect Draft. Some might argue the most exciting part of the season. In the background, all the managers have been hard at work selecting their future stars, and it will all culminate tonight. This is MC Lumberjack, joined here by El Papi. How are you doing, Papi?
I'm doing fantastic. Very excited for the draft. Very excited.
Yeah, it's always exciting, but I think this one definitely has some really heavy hitters here. I think there's going to be some tough decisions made by the teams in the background, having to pick between all these talented footballers. I think we are ready to announce the first pick. Papi, you have the honors.
All right. With the first pick in the S25 SSL Prospect Draft, Tokyo selects Econ IO. They were super excited. I know they actually traded up for this pick prior to the draft happening.
Yeah,
and here's what, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. No, say the draft notes first.
Yeah, and here's what they had to say. Occasionally, a rookie comes along and puts the whole league on notice. And Ekon is absolutely one of those rookies. From the incredible articles to his cheeky little cowboy emojis, we knew we needed him at Tokyo. This feeling only deepened during scouting, and after seeing his passion and determination to make his team the best it can be, we knew what we had to do. It's not often a team trades for first overall, but it's even rare someone of Ekon's quality comes along, and we're all over the moon to bring him in. Welcome to the SSL, King.
Yeah, I think that note says a lot. Trading for first overall, Econ really came into the league guns blazing with the amount of articles and the quality of the articles he was putting out, and he really didn't let up for the entirety of his academy season. So I'm not surprised to see him going first overall.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised either. There was a lot of great media put out, I think, which is probably the easiest way to catch managers' attention, or talking in Discord, which was happening as well.
Yes, and with Tokyo having the first pick, they will also have the second pick. Like said before, they traded for that first overall. And with the second pick, Tokyo selects Juliette Greer. And this definitely does not come as a surprise for Tokyo. Juliette Greer, the second in the Greer line in the football world, hoping she can have the same impact as her dad. As the manager note, this is what they had to say. What is there to say about Meta that hasn't already been said? Meta is Tokyo royalty, and bringing this king home was one of her most important goals of the season. Even if you ignore the fact he's an absolute TPE demon, as an individual, Meta is an incredible person, and Tokyo wasn't the same while you were gone. Welcome home, mate. Now let's go get Juliette that title. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on this one? I think...
Yeah, Metafiction's awesome. I think Metafiction scouted me twice in leagues, especially before I was getting drafted in the SSL, and then I'm actually on a team with him in another league. Fantastic user, great for the locker room, and broke the SSL TPE record, so that's about as safe of earning as you can acquire.
Yeah, and like was said, he's Tokyo royalty. He spent his entire career in Tokyo before, and looking like he might do the same for his second career.
Yeah, and I know their Meta's especially looking to get that first Majors championship. I think Tokyo is on a good path. They've had a lot of good picks recently.
Certainly.
All right, with the third pick in the S25 SSL draft, AC Romana selects Yao Mendez, user Jason97. Here are their manager notes. Last season, we managed to draft the Venezuelan Messi. This year, we drafted the Portuguese Messi. Can I say that? Anyways, Yao is one of the most promising talents in the academy and has a great user behind him. I have no doubt he'll be a cornerstone in our team for seasons to come. Welcome, Yao. Zhao. This was a good pick, and I think an expected pick for a lot of people, as one of the highest earners in the class, and again, playing CDM. All these important positions picked early so far.
Yeah, and we'll see later in the draft as well, but even coming into this draft, Romana had a lot of first round picks. They really seem to have gone all in on this draft, and this is just the first one of the picks they get to make. And I think they had a very successful draft, and starting it off good with Jason here. And then moving on to the number 4 pick by CA Buenos Aires, they pick Armiro Staple, user Vinsky. The manager notes say, we at Kaba are surprised that the academy top goal scorer is outside of the top 3. Staple is a man with a dream of scoring 1,000 goals in his career. We believe in his dream, and we will make that dream of his become a reality. Bienvenido a Buenos Aires, Senor Staple. Sorry for my Spanish.
1,000 goals. That is
that is a lofty goal.
aspiration. Yeah.
Hey, you know what they say.
But I'd love to see it happen.
You land in the stars. That's what they say, I think. Yeah, I think this is also definitely a pick a lot of people would have expected. At least to end in the first round. Vinsky has been pretty active in the Discord, earning well, and had a really good academy season as well.
Yeah, I think, was it VFE? Was this a VFE player?
Yeah. So he won the title too.
17 goals is quite a few
Yeah,
in the academy.
For sure. Good start for the 1,000th career goals.
Yes, good start indeed. All right, with the 5th pick, we have Buenos Aires on the clock yet again. And here they select Mechazilla, user First Fray. Mechazilla is a gigantic, destructive force turned defender. His quiet demeanor should not outweigh his consistent work ethic and contribution to the team's back line. We look forward to the mechanical kaiju showing everyone what he can do. Bienvenido a Buenos Aires, Senor Zilla.
This is a great render, I will say.
Yeah.
Imagine you have to play just a massive metal robot. That's going to be an issue. First Fray is Recreate, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. First Fray is department head for PT team, has done a lot for the league. Had a very long successful career on Hollywood and Capstad. I'm an S23 draftee, and First Fray's S6 goalkeeper was still kicking, still playing when I I joined, which is very impressive.
That was crazy.
But
yeah, it's a solid pick then.
And also, I believe Buenos Aires a couple drafts ago drafted Skyscraper, so they're almost certainly going to have the most intimidating back line in the SSL at some point.
That is true. That's going to be...
getting Mechazilla and Skyscraper to work together is unlikely, but successful pairing.
That's true. They do have a good history together, I will say. Moving on, we will get to Schwarzwalder FV with the 6th pick. They select Domingo Hernandez, otherwise known as BJK Man. Now, for this one, they asked me to sing in the tune of "You Belong to Me" by Tay Tay, which I assume is a Taylor Swift song. Um, I'm going to do my absolute best. Wish me luck. Okay, so it's SPV can't live without Domingo. Why you trying to live without Domingo, baby? Como se dice? Welcome to SFV. Well, I hope that satisfies your demand as they continue with. We know how good Domingo is coercing things into his arm, so why not do that between the sticks for SFV? I am not exactly sure what they mean by that last part, but
Domingo is from a funny SNL skit, which was to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Which, so if you want to sing again, no. But great job. That was way better than I didn't know You Belong with Me, but then I recognized it when you started singing it, which I think is the mark of doing a good job.
I did a decent job, yeah.
But yeah, another Hollywood Capstad alum who's recreating here. Fantastic pick. Highest CPE goalkeeper in the draft currently. And they must have identified that as a position in need.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Next up, we have AC Romana at pick 7. And they select Van Jertonian. User Chadwick. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly.
Your tongue.
We'll see. As many managers know, defenders are scarce in this league, so when I saw Van available, I knew we had to make sure he'll be wearing the purple and gold. Arguably one of the best defenders in the academy, and will certainly play a big part in Romana's future. Welcome, Van.
Yeah, I think Van Jertongen was one of the earliest of this class. I think he had to basically wait for for a whole season, so he's been around for a while. I've seen him post a lot of messages in the Discord, and he seems like a very active, nice player. And I've always liked Jan Vertongen, where his player is based on.
Yeah, Chadwick's a minor league GM in the PBE. That's where I first talked to him. Yeah, I think that's an exciting pick, and ACR is adding a lot to their team here.
Already the second pick in the first round here, and as you will see now, they will also have the 8th pick, as AC Romana selects with the 8th pick Sharko DeMarco at the American Pineapple. The American Pineapple. Once again, incredible render. I've never heard of a shark with such great footballing ability, and I'm super happy to have drafted Sharko into our team. I know Sharko will go far as a player and will help us to a title or 2 or 3, perchance 4. Anyways, welcome Sharko. Okay, I think they're very confident in their chances, perchance. But yeah, I think this is also a good. American Pineapple is also a known sim leaguer. I've seen him around in other places as well, and I think this is a solid pick.
Yeah, this is exciting here. So they've added a lot to these kind of important backline positions so far, with 2 central midfielders and then center defender. 3 picks in the top 8. They've got a new little era coming in here.
Yeah, certainly.
That'll start in London and then eventually make their way up to Romana. All right, with pick 9, we have Schwarzwalder FV up. With the 9th pick, they select Vincent A. User Duilio 5. We didn't want to force it, but the chance to draft Duilio back to the org he led multiple titles to is one we couldn't pass up. He'll slot in perfectly as our striker of the future. Happy to bring him home to the forest. This is another legacy pick.
Yeah. This is the second player who has returned to their original team they were in before. Just nice to see, and a good sign, I think, if you've made such a good impression that the team immediately wants you back.
Yeah. Well, as the OM during one of the most, or I mean SFE's most successful stretch, you know, it feels like a nice homecoming. SFE was super successful there as being one of like only 2 teams to break up those Reykjavik dynasty
USP.
titles.
Yeah.
Well, I meant in the middle of the
Oh,
dynasty.
like back in the.
Yeah, I think Romana won once, and then SFE won twice.
For sure, and I think after that we will get a trade here.
Yes, we will. Hi, it's me, the commissioner. And we have a trade between Romana and Hollywood. So Hollywood sends their 10th overall selection to Romana in exchange for 3 picks, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round from Romana's next season. So Romana trading in and betting their future on this draft, on this pick here.
Thank you very much, Cannabis. And this is a very risky trade, or at least a ballsy one. Romana, like I said, really doing everything they can to get as much talent in this one draft here. Clearly seeing all the value here. That's gonna be interesting to see if it pays off.
Yeah, they must have someone they really like here, right? And as I can speak a little bit on Hollywood's mindset because I'm the manager there, we are one of the oldest teams in the SSL and decided to add extra picks, basically, more players.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be interesting to see who you can find at those draft picks next season. But that is a season away, as now we will go to pick number 10 from AC Romana, where they pick Joseph Daniel Kaku, otherwise known as Mocha26. Manager notes say he may have been a late addition to the academy, but we at Romana see the potential this man has. We have no doubt that he will be one of the best goalies in the league sooner rather than later. Now here's to hoping he knows how to use a washing machine, because he's going to keep the sheets clean. Welcome to Romana, Joseph. Okay. I think this is a really good pick. Like said before, Mocha joined really late, but instantly became one of the most active members in the Discord and participating with everything. Seemingly very excited for the draft as well. So it's always nice to see, and very deservedly went in the first round, I think.
Yeah, they weren't lying when they said may have been a late addition to the academy, because I believe Joseph only made a single appearance.
Oh, they did one.
but that appearance was a clean sheet. It was it was a short debut season, but it was a very successful one.
might be on a small list of academy players that has never conceded a goal, like a goalkeeper.
That's true. We that might be the case. But yeah, Mocha was a great conversation. It's always nice to get goalkeeper. You see, they ended up getting 2 midfielders, a center defender, a goalkeeper. It seems like they're aiming to build out a strong back line. Just I think it'll work out well for them.
I think so too.
All right. With pick 11, Shanghai Dragons FC select Phil Space, user Toasty. One of North's favorites in this draft, Toasty joins Shanghai, His good vibe, his curiosity, and his knowledge of the game will strengthen their minors team, Rapid Magyar, after a well-deserved promotion. He'll probably be the heir of the famous Vito Habjanic. Welcome, Phil Space. This is an exciting one, I think. Shanghai, the top of the draft was dominated by 4 teams.
Yeah.
So this is we're getting away from the Tokyo ACR Kaba SFE area, and Shanghai did just promote to minors D1, so it'll be interesting to see how a rookie can slot in.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Big shoes to fill for Vito Habjanic. To fill his shoes. We will move to pick 12, which is done by Salaju Cosmico, who pick at pick number 12, Karlach Cliffgate, user Jackie Nape. Karlach falling to us felt somewhat like of a dream. Incredible personality and super excited to have the chance to work together is what the draft note said. And I think at 12 overall, this is an absolute steal, honestly. Jackie already became the commentary head, so has a nice solid job, will probably be a high performing earner, and is very active and super chill to work with. So I think this is a really good pick for Xalaju here.
Yeah, this was definitely a good pick. Jackie's really fun to talk to, and we did a podcast together, or 2 podcasts together. Yeah, I think this is definitely a great selection, and definitely a player deserving of going in the first round.
Agreed. And that has been round 1 of the prospect draft. Biggest surprise so far, Papi? What do you think?
I don't think I have any big surprises personally. Mocha rose up draft boards really, really quickly, so that could have taken a few people by surprise. But after our scouting convo, I thought there was a very, very good chance they would go in the first round.
I think maybe definitely if you asked me before the draft, I might have thought I still think that the Tokyo trade is kind of a big surprise, or at least a big move to have happened there. It didn't show up in this draft because it happened before the draft, but a lot was paid for the opportunity to have RRF and Meta in the same draft, which, to be fair, is a big haul to get in one draft.
Yeah, I mean, it must be pretty rare for one team to have top 2 picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they must have felt incredibly confident about the users, and that makes sense to me. And they traded away, I think it was pick 9, and then their first in next year's class, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2 firsts to move up.
Position-wise, a lot of midfielders.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
2 center defenders.
Only 1 winger, which is interesting.
One winger and 2 strikers. So I do think this class overall had a good amount of midfielders and defenders, which the managers always like to see.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's yours actually.
Okay, with pick 13 in the SSL draft, Schwarzwalder FV select Johnny Jones, user Big Socks. SFV came into the draft looking for vibrant personalities, and I think we have found one of the best. While we may not agree that New York is indeed the best place in the world, we know you will fit in at Montreal and the German version of Montreal as well. I don't know much about Schwarzwalder, but Is it the German version of Montreal? Must be.
I guess so. I talked a lot to Big Socks. He's very talkative in general, so I think it's always good to have people who like talking in your locker room. So I do think this is a good pick. I honestly, I could have seen him go first round if the draft went a little different. But yeah, first and the second round, very respectable and a good pick, I think.
Yep. Has some sim league experience from the SHL.
For sure.
So definitely, you're getting someone who understands how to earn, and they did it, and should be good. That's their third selection, SFVs.
Yeah.
So they also went in pretty big on this draft.
And with that, we have another trade for Canada's to announce.
We do. We have a trade for 14th overall, and that is received by Buenos Aires. So Tokyo was the original owner, and they trade out and get a third in next season's draft from Kaba in return. So Buenos Aires now owns 14 overall from Tokyo in return for a third round pick next season.
Interesting to see. Tokyo went big and then went home, getting the first and second pick, and then already trading away a second rounder.
Yeah, and this is going to be Kaba's third selection. So again, you can tell the teams that really believe like this is their timeline, this is their draft to add in.
Exactly.
Get their future going.
Get a bunch of picks at the same time. All on the same timeline is always very strong. As we will move to pick 14, CA Buenos Aires selects Curtis Yeager, CLG Rampage. As the manager notes, they have Mr. Yeager is an incredible presence off the pitch. He's also willing to do what it takes to see his team succeed on the pitch. We eagerly await his arrival to the team. I'm supposed to laugh. Bienvenido a Buenos Aires, Senor Yeager. Beautiful.
Is that our first pun? Does anyone
that
have?
is the first pun. I will.
Does anyone have draft bingo going? And did we mark off a box?
We have song so far and pun. those are getting off.
We liked CLG Rampage as well, especially they said willing to do what it takes to see his team succeed on the pitch. Did come across sounding as a team player, willing to play a few different positions. Having that versatility is super important when you're building a team, because not everyone is versatile. So if you add in someone who's not versatile, it's nice to have someone else who is versatile, so you can make everything work,
Perfect.
All right. At 15, we have Zelaju Cosmico FC up again, and they select Sadie St. Louis. Sadie St. Louis. User Sadie. We had a pleasure being able to select Sadie at 15. We hope she can help continue our strong defensive presence. Sadie is from the SHL, I believe.
Yeah.
So a Sim League vet yet again, playing in the wing back spot. That's very important in the SSL.
Yeah, it's always good to pick up people in those positions because they're very involved. And, you
maybe
said,
our favorite position, right?
Definitely my
we
favorite.
We both play there.
Yeah. And like you said, she is very known in the SHL as well. Leads a federation there too, so you have definitely some experience there, which is always important. Which leads us to pick number 16, where CF Catalunya picks.
There was a trade.
Another trade. So 16 overall is traded as well And the Catalunya, who's about to make the pick, as Lumberjack noted, traded for this one from Tokyo again. So Tokyo picking up another pick in next season's draft, the Catalunya third round selection. So 16 overall for another third round selection.
Thank you for the trade update. I really thought this was the year we were going to have all the trades correctly and none of them were missed, but unfortunately I have messed it up. Just like all the previous years.
You know, the suspense is still there.
Yeah, for sure.
We Tokyo had a lot of picks coming into the draft, and you know, must have come to the decision that it might not be feasible to have, you know, like find positions for every single new rookie, and Catalunya must have been super excited to have the opportunity to move up here.
Yeah, I think this is one of those mutually beneficial trades that definitely will help both of these teams in the long run. And with that, we have CF Catalunya, who selects Vyacheslav Shevchenko. I think that was pretty okay. User Jake SD. And the manager notes say Catalunya is very confused on how we got such a strong player this late in the draft. After several failed attempts to trade up to acquire this trader, we got him anyway at an absolute steal. Vyacheslav is going to perfectly fill the slot, which will lead to the promotion of Bot, as we will look to lead that central midfield. A great locker room presence and a genuine good guy. We are happy to see how far he will achieve. Yeah, I do think they had a good point there. You go.
I can confirm they did try to trade up.
Okay.
Earlier into the draft to acquire this player. So, I mean, they must have been super excited that they finally were able to get one of those trades done.
Yeah.
And then when they say lead to the promotion of Bot, that is their faithful leader, OM Aeneas player, who will be graduating. So they're going to have that big that CDM hole, CM central midfielder hole in the sole roster they can plug Jakesty's player into.
I just want to point out Vyacheslav.
Okay, thank you. Vyacheslav.
Yeah, Vyacheslav, yes.
Oh, we have a pronunciation person now as well. That's perfect.
Hey, as long as it's not me, I think I've messed up a couple times. Apologies if I got your name wrong. I am trying, even if it doesn't seem that way. All right. Next up, we have pick 17. With the 17th pick, AC Romana selects Chris McZearl. User Chris McZearl. The fact that Chris was still available at this pick really surprised me. A great player and an even better user. I'm incredibly happy to be able to add this man to our squad and have no doubts that he will be a great addition. Welcome, Chris. We have two very high TBE players going back to back. Romana making their 5th selection. So they have just added a ton of talent in this class. How do you think they're feeling about it?
Yeah, I think they're going to be very excited. Well, I know they're very excited about this class they managed to get together. And Chris, incredible experience. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has been in the SHL since 2012. So that's 14 years of Sim League experience, which is kind of crazy when you put it like that, in my opinion.
That is good. Yeah, with so many additions, they're gonna add some excitement. A lot of players, their minor league squad, some activity. I think it'll be really good for them.
Yeah, I think probably because the lower starting TPE, short term, very short term, it might hurt them in the minors a little bit. But I think It's going to be so quickly. If they can just get these people, keep them semi-active or active, they're going to fly up the ranks, I think, with that Inter-London team. And with that, we will move on to number 18, where Liffey-Side Celtic FC picks Jamie Urenia, user Bush. Liffey-Side went into this draft looking to improve the backhand of Rova with a new defender or two. After talking with Bush, we knew we had a solid find who will be a great addition to our locker room, and we are very excited to add him to the fold. Welcome to Liffey-Side.
Liffey-Side, that was their first selection this draft, I believe.
So yeah, it was late.
They traded up last draft, which is probably where their first round pick went, if I'm remembering correctly. But I mean, they have to be pretty excited to be able to attack a position of need here, it sounds like, at 18.
For sure.
And I know they have some people who are nice and active in the ISFL, which I believe is where joined from. If my notes are correct, is in the ISFL HO over there. So definitely has some, dedication to sim leagues, and yeah, they should be pretty happy, I think.
For sure.
All right. With pick 19, CF Catalunya select Idris Emad, user Idris Emad. Idris is someone with experience in several other sim leagues, mainly in basketball. He brings in an understanding of what it means to be in a league and how to progress their player. We think there was some information he has not learned about this league yet that we think will maximize his growth. With a great interest in tactics, he will have a lot of fun filling in the role at right wing back.
Right wing back. Yeah, it was actually. I've seen him a lot, a lot in academy channels as well. He was always a fun presence there. So I think combined with the relatively high TP, I think this is also a good pick for CF Catalunya, who now had their third pick, or was it only their second? I think only their second, actually. Yeah, only their
Second pick. Yeah, that's exciting yet again. So they have added, again, midfielder, right wing back. This has been a fantastic draft for people looking to add in the midfield or
Yeah.
in the back line, which is just
For
always
sure.
in demand.
And we will move on to pick number 20, where Xalaju Cosmico FC picks Dr. Duvenwords at Big Noof. I only just realized it says Duvenwords, not Duvensmiths. I just read the Phineas and Ferb character. The manager note says Duvenwords brings firepower back on up top for masks alongside our star cat, Scat Cat. That's a tongue twister. We hope to develop a star duo for Xalaju between them in the coming seasons.
That's exciting.
Yeah, nice duo pair up for Scat Cat, and it's nice to have them only one season apart, so they will be very properly timed out with their peaks.
This is another user who's earned pretty well, and firepower is always exciting, wouldn't you say? Scoring goals. I think Zalahu also recently had a spot open up through trade too.
Yeah.
On the front line, so
that's big. Nice that he can slot right in there.
Yeah, slot right in the mask and do a job.
Do a job, and with that, I'm going to call in Canadis once again for another trade.
We have a trade for 21 overall. Schwarzwälder Fußballverein is receiving that pick from Reykjavik. And Reykjavik in turn gets a S26 third round, their own third round selection for next season. Actually, they get back from SFV. So Schwarzwälder on the clock at 21 overall.
Yeah, Reykjavik, another team that we have not seen yet, and this would have been the first opportunity, but they decided they would rather pick in the next class.
They couldn't bear to part with their original pick.
Yeah, they needed it back. They missed it.
Yeah. So with pick 21, Schwarzwälder select Camelot Darugius, user BFMV runner. We heard that the guy who likes to run is still on the board, and we had to make a move to get him. Deal at this point of the draft. We are looking forward to watching you run everyone else off the pitch in your career. This was a great scouting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And SFV is adding their fourth pick. So they're firmly in the territory of having a youth movement here.
Yeah, they of course also have a new organizational manager, and it's going to be an exciting time to be part of that organization.
I like how they've kind of gotten players all over the pitch. They just added an attacking midfielder. They had like a CDM, a central midfielder earlier, a striker, a goalkeeper. Nice and balanced for their next act.
Everything a little bit. And I will have to call in Canada's once again. Some heavy trading happening here.
Seems like these picks are very sought after. Speaking of not picking this draft, União São Paulo trades out their 22nd selection to Catalonia. So that was originally owned by Hollywood. So CF Catalonia trades for the 22nd overall. União São Paulo trades out and receives a fourth round selection from Catalonia in next season's draft.
Yeah, I can say a little bit more about this. We already didn't have our first in this draft. We traded away that last season, and seeing as we are quite full with actives in USP, having to already use substitutes, we were planning on going big next draft and just keeping it quiet in this draft.
Yeah. So back-to-back trade, there's a lot of teams that seem to have identified that this is where they can move up and
Exactly.
So and get their guy.
For pick 22, it will be CF Catalunya, who select Bob Ross, user Harriet MSP. The creator himself, a familiar face to the club, we can rely upon Bob Ross to be a consistent earner and a great depth option for the club. And hopefully he will make very little happy little accidents for their sake.
Yep. When you're a defender, happy little accidents seems difficult, but I have full faith.
Exactly.
Especially because this is now Cat's third selection, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They again, a team. They're gonna have a nice little group to grow together.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been a draft of extremes with some teams just completely trading out and other teams just gathering up all those picks.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that will affect the SSL as a whole. If you're going to have some some years that there's only players at different teams, and not some of them. But with that, I will once again call for Canadis as we have our third trade in a row.
And this is the final trade that is happening this draft, thankfully. Shanghai trades... No, not Shanghai. Catalonia is now trading out of this draft, and they send the 23rd overall selection to Leafyside in exchange for a 4th round pick in next season's draft. So Leafyside now owning 23 overall, and Catalonia receiving a 4th round selection.
Yeah, just more. This is interesting because Catalonia has, of course, already picked 4. I think maybe 4 was their number, or at least what they thought was the most needing positions. And Leafyside here at the back end still actually trades in a little bit, which is interesting, having now 2 picks in this season.
Yeah. All right. So with pick 23, Leafyside Celtic FC selects Justin Fern, user Potato. Potato is a user that is a PBE GM and knows the importance of building a squad that is active and earning throughout their career. We wanted to move up to make sure we were able to add him to our locker room and couldn't be more thrilled. Welcome to Leafyside. In my discussions with Potato, they seem like very team oriented and had some flexibility, willing to swap, which I'm sure is super helpful for Liffy because they are a team that has a lot of active players already. So when you're trying to fill out those last few spots, it can be hard unless you find someone that is willing to move. And they might be playing goalkeeper still, I'm not sure, but
yeah. I don't know the numbers for previous, but is this the 3rd goalkeeper or the 4th? I feel like
this is the 3rd, and I think there were only 3 in the class. I could be wrong about that.
Okay. The next one, I don't know if it will show up.
That concludes our second round.
Our second round, yeah. As the 24th pick will be passed. And the 25th pick will also actually be passed. I don't know if the passes will also show up on the screen or just the picks. I assume just the picks. Which means we will move to number 26 by Tokyo, where they pick Von Nguyen. I think it's Nguyen. User NamVTN. And the manager note reads as the following: Cairo is in a position where it could use a star winger to elevate this team to the next level, and we are all really happy for Vaughn to be that guy for us. It's always a joy when you get a player of this caliber this late, and look forward to him proving the league they should have picked him much earlier. I've been liking the Tokyo messages so far. They've been very positive. Some good faith in their players.
Yep, this is their 3rd selection now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is interesting. They traded out twice already, I think, but then still thought there was value in the end of the round, which is nice to see.
Must have really liked the value here.
Yeah.
And I do. I think I've heard that they might be needing to elevate some players up to Tokyo. So getting getting to add all these rookies to Cairo should be really nice for them. They are definitely on a youth movement, started in the last couple classes. And
yeah, they are very young, very young team.
All right. With pick 28, Buenos Aires select Zay Bailey. User heart over height. For Zay to fall this low is an incredible boon for Kaba. His work ethic off the pitch is a great example for the rest of this class. We're incredibly optimistic that his presence on the pitch will improve the squad immensely. Bienvenido a Buenos Aires, Senor Bailey. Heart over height was a former Hollywood player, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yes.
A lot of Hollywood alumni is in this class, it feels like.
Yep, didn't just retire from Hollywood, but was there before. So
Okay.
there are quite a few alumni in this class. But yeah, getting, Kaba being able to add an SSL that this late should be pretty exciting for him.
Certainly. And then we will have another 2 passes, which leads us to pick 31 by Hollywood FC, where they select Tonio Torres, user @Kino. Hollystad is delighted to add Tonio Torres, who can step in and help fill a gap in a contending Kaapstad team's backline. User Kino is returning to the SSL after a little absence, and we hope Hollystad can be the right place for a career to flourish. Welcome to Hollywood. I think you can probably best.
Yeah, I
elaborate a
can
little bit on
speak
this
on
one.
this one a little bit. Yeah, we were sitting here and we happened to have Kino Fall, who was a player we wanted to get in the team and fit into some upcoming needs we're gonna have on Capstad. I think we're the third highest TPE minors team, or right up there, as high as some major teams. So it's hard to add in rookies, but it worked out pretty well that we could get someone who was kind of at a position of need here, and yeah, hopefully we can be a fun place for an SSL career.
For sure.
All right. With pick 33, CF Catalunya selects Alejandro Hunt, user Arc. This user interested our club as a consistent earner week to week. We are interested to see if this could be the sleeper pick that everyone is hoping for. I believe when Arc joined, was quite active on the Discord server.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope Catalunya has found their sleeper.
Yeah, it's always these 3rd round picks that are certainly more risky, but it's also where you can get almost like the biggest value. There's been some amazing 3rd rounders that ended up being staples of the community. So it's always important to scout everyone, or as much as you can, because you might find that diamond in the rough at any point in the draft. And with that, we will have a bunch of passes all the way up to pick 38, where Tokyo SC select player Shepard Vicarian, user @ShepVicarian. I've been asked to rap or sing once again, so I'll do my best once again. Okay. Dear Shep, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my Discord, and my email at the bottom. I sent 2 DMs back in August. Must not have got them. There's probably a problem at the server or something. Sometimes I scribble captchas too sloppy when I write them. But anyway, screw it. What's been up, man? Welcome to Tokyo. And that is written by our very own No Face.
Incredible.
In the cadence of Stan, of course. Dear Stan. Yeah, Shep Vicarian, interesting one. When he joined the league, he was super excited, super active, talking to everyone, and then pretty quickly he kind of fell off the map, Discord-wise at least. So they are going to be hoping that they can get him back, and maybe that song will really do it.
Yeah, and a center defender, so always a nice position to try and add in the draft. Very, very important to add. All right. We have made our way to pick 40, which is the final selection in this draft. CA Buenos Aires select Anyang J. Weaver, user Aidsters2000. You know you've found a great talent when during the scouting conversation you spend the better part of an hour talking about the football pyramid of two countries. As an organization, to have a fifth pick in as shallow a draft as this, not to mention the hidden gem that is this South Korean phenom, is icing on the cake. Bienvenido a Buenos Aires, Señor Weaver. Aidsters is pretty cool. I talked to him a little bit in a match day. We were watching a match day. I think when you get down, you see there's just a couple teams making picks just because so many there's like a few teams that need all these players and then some that don't need to add 4 or 5 in one draft. So it's really nice that Kaba was able to get their fifth selection in and
5
needed
players.
Yeah,
For sure. And that has already been it for this draft. All the picks have been made. Let's see if we get a little overview of the last round still. Great. I think it's a great draft. I think there's it's very interesting. Some teams, obviously the big winners. I think AC Romana did really very well. I think in the end, Kaba also had a big haul, getting 5 picks here. Catalunya did a lot, and of course Tokyo with those very big first round picks have an impressive draft here.
Yep. There was definitely a few teams that kind of identified this draft as here's where we're gonna build our next chapter out.
Yeah,
you get like half a team in one draft. Should be a pretty exciting minors season.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a bunch of other rookies with you when you join a team.
Yeah, good to have a cohort you're with.
You're kind of in the same boat, eh?
And SSL's cool compared to other leagues because you can play with them in minors and you can move up and play with them in majors too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Playing with your draft class.
It would be cool actually if there was some that you can get like familiarity with other players if you play with them long enough. It could be a cool addition. I think with that, this has been the season 25 SSL Prospect Draft. Thank you very much for joining me, Papi. I hope you had a great time as your first draft host session.
I did. I had a good time. I hope I wasn't, an issue.
Definitely not. And thank you, of course, Canadis, the commissioner, for basically doing all the work behind the scenes. I just have to sit here and talk. So thank you very much. And thank you for being here.
And congratulations to those draftees.
For sure. Have fun. Enjoy the off season. Spend your time training, and then next year, go storm that league and take it by storm. This has been MC Lumberjack. Everyone, I hope you have a beautiful evening, midday, or morning, wherever you are. Cheers.